Good morning students, welcome back to today's online class. So last classes you have learned about environmental science. So last class you have learned adaptation of plants. Adaptation of plants. So on the basis of water content, plants can be classified into three types. They are hydrophytes, xerophytes and mesophytes. So on the basis of water content, the plants can be classified into three types. They are hydrophytes, xerophytes and mesophytes. Last classes you have learned about hydrophytes. What are hydrophytes? The plants which are grown in water or near water are called hydrophytes. Hydro means water, phyta means plants. The plants which are grown in water or near water are called hydrophytes. So you have learned about the challenges faced by the plants hydrophytes. You have learned 4 points. And what are the points you have learned? So they are living in the water that contain more water than the necessity. Second one is the plant body can be damaged due to water current. And third one is, say there is increase in the water, increase or decrease in the water level often, and also they can to maintain buoyancy in the water. That is the challenges you have learned. Say next adaptation you have learned. Say what are the adaptation? Say they have poor root system, and also the root system is completely absent in the plant body is reduced in lemna, and the leaf is finely divided in hydrilla, and the water due to the change in the water level, the length of the petiole is very long in lotus, and in Eichhornia it consists of the swollen petiole. It consists of spongy swollen petiole to maintain the buoyancy in the water. That you can learn the last class. Today we are going to learn about the next one, that are xerophytes. First we can learn about what are xerophytes. What are xerophytes? The plants which are grown under dry habitat are called xerophytes. The plants which are grown in the dry habitat are called xerophytes. The xerophytes, here the condition is the temperature is more. In the dry habitat, that the temperature is very hot. See, in that condition the plants are growing. That types of plants are called xerophytes. They are also facing some challenges. The first one is it can absorb more water than the surroundings. See, from the surroundings we all know. See, the desert region, the rainfall is very less. So sometime only they can get the water, but when they are getting water, they are absorbing the water and store the water in the plant body. So the first challenge is they can absorb the water, more water from the surrounding. Third one is they can retain more water in the plant body for a long time. They have to retain, they have to store the water in the plant body for a long time. Third challenge is they have to reduce the transpiration rate. What is transpiration? The loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant is called transpiration. So in that habitat the temperature is more, so transpiration rate is more. So they have to reduce the transpiration rate. The fourth point is they have to increases the consumption of water. See, these are the challenges they faced by the xerophytes in their habitat. Next one is adaptation of xerophytes. Adaptation of xerophytes. So the first point is the xerophytic plants consist of the root can grow very deep into the soil where the water is available. Example, the first one is the root grow very deep. Root grows very deep into the soil where the water is available. Example, calotropis. Example, calotropis. The second one is some plants, some xerophytic plant, they store the water in the succulent part. It consists of the parenchymatous tissue. So in the parenchymatous tissue, they can store the water. When they are getting the water, when they are absorbing the water, they can store the water in the parenchymatous tissue in the succulent plant. Example, opuntia and aloe vera. So aloe vera, it consists of the succulent part. In aloe vera you can see the succulent leaf, and in opuntia the stem part is succulent. So in this part, in the succulent part, it is made up of parenchymatous tissue. In this tissue they are absorbing the water and store the water in the parenchymatous tissue for a long time. Third one is in some xerophytic plants, the leaves are very small and thick, and it consists of thick cuticle. What is cuticle? Cuticle is the waxy coat present on the surface of the leaf. See, this cuticle reduce the transpiration rate. So some plants, some xerophytic plants, it consists of small leaves, small thick leaves, and it consists of, the leaf consists of thick waxy coat. Say example for that is acacia. Acacia, and in some plant the leaves are reduced and so the leaves are absent, and the leaves are modified into spines to reduce the transpiration rate. Say based on that habitat, so the leaves only consist of stomata. So through stomata only the transpiration is taken place. So here in the habitat the temperature is very hot, so transpiration rate is increased. So in some plants these leaves are absent, and it can be, the leaves can modified into pines, thorns. Say example, opuntia. You all know opuntia, it consists of succulent plant stem, and here you can see the thorns. These thorns are, these spines are the modified leaf. The leaves are modified into thorns or spines. The fourth one is, so first one is root. About the root, the roots are grown very deep into the soil where the water is available. Example, calotropis. Second one is, say, the succulent plant part, say, consists of parenchymatous tissue. They can store the water for a long time. Example, opuntia and aloe vera. Third one is about the leaf. Say in some xerophytic plant, the leaves are very small and consist of thick cuticle. Example, acacia. And in some plants, the leaves are reduced and modified into spines. So the example, opuntia. See, this condition, it is helpful for reducing the transpiration rate. The fourth point is, some xerophytic plants, they can complete their life cycle within a short period where the moisture is present. So here they can complete the life cycle within a short period for when the moisture is present. When the rain is there, they can, within that period they complete the life cycle. These are the adaptation of xerophytes. So what are the adaptation of xerophytes? The first point is, the roots are grow very deep into the soil where the water is available. Second one is, the succulent part of the plant body. It can retain the water in the parenchymatous tissue for a long time. Third one is, say, in some xerophytic plant, say, the leaves are reduced into spines. They are opentia, example opentia. And in some plants in acacia, the leaves are very small and consist of very thick cuticle to reduce the transpiration rate. Fourth one is, they can complete the life cycle within a short period when the moisture is present. These are the adaptation of xerophytes. So, what are xerophytes? Xerophytes are the plants which are grown in dry habitat. So, we have studied about xerophytes. The next type is mesophytes. What are mesophytes means? Say here the plants are grown under normal temperature. That is, see here the hydrophytes, they are grown in extreme condition, that is water. See here they are the xerophytes are the plants which are growing in the extreme condition such as very hot or wind. So here they are the moderate temperature. Here the mesophytes means the plants which are grown in the moderate temperature. No extreme condition such as heat or cold. So that type of plants we can call it as mesophytes. So mesophytes, what are the adaptation of mesophytes? The first one is about the root. So first one is about the root. See, the roots are well developed and it consists of root cap. So the roots are well developed and the root consists of root cap. Second one is about the stem of the plant. The stem is straight and branched. The stem grows straight and it consists of many branches. Then third one, about the leaf. The leaves are broad and thin and it consists of cuticle. The leaves are broad and thin. The fourth one is the leaf consists of the cuticle. Cuticle means waxy coat to reduce the transpiration rate. The fifth one is consists of cuticle to reduce the transpiration rate. The fifth one is the leaf consists of stomata. What are stomata? The tiny pores present in the leaves are called stomata. So through stomata only the transpiration is taken place. So here the leaves consist of stomata. So when it can reduce the transpiration rate by closing and opening of the stomata. When the temperature is very hot, the stomata it will be get closed and it can reduce the transpiration rate. See, when there is transpiration is taken place, the stomata are open and then transpiration is taken place. So these are the adaptation of mesophytes. So what are the adaptation of mesophytes? The mesophytes means the plants which are grown under the moderate climate condition, they are called mesophytes. The mesophytes, what are the adaptation of mesophytes? The roots are well developed and it consists of root cap. Next about the stem, the stems are grown straight and it consists of many branches. The leaves are broad and thin. The cuticles are present to reduce the transpiration rate. Then the leaves, the stomata are present and during very extreme hot condition, the stomata are closed and it can reduce the transpiration rate. So these are the adaptation of mesophytes. So in adaptation of plants, we have learned, say on the basis of water content, the plants can be classified into three types. They are hydrophytes, xerophytes, mesophytes. Hydrophytes means the plants which are grown in water or near the water bodies are called hydrophytes. Xerophytes means the plants which are grown in the dry habitat are called xerophytes. Mesophytes means the plants which are grown in the moderate climate conditions are called mesophytes. So this is about the adaptation of plants. Next we are going to learn about the adaptation of animals. Adaptation of animals. So the animals also adapt based on their habitat. They also adapt based on the habitat. In this chapter, we are going to see about the adaptation of bats and adaptation of earthworm. Today we are going to learn about adaptation of bat. So you all know about bat. What are bats? The bats are mammals. See, this is a bird. See, the only bird, the bird mammal is bat. So it is you all know the bats are active in the night. They are active only in the night. See, where are they living? They are living in on the trees, the rock caves, rock crevices, in the holes of the twigs, etc. So they are living the trees, rocks, rock crevices, and the caves, etc. So these bats are very helpful for human beings. They are capturing the rats and reducing the population of rats, and also these bats are helpful in the plants. They are used for pollination of plants. So what are pollination? The transfer of from the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower. So some plants, they need flowers, they need agents for pollination. For this, the bats also helpful. The pollination for the pollination of plants, the bats are act as an agent. So the bats also benefit to human beings. The first one is it can reduce the rat population. Second one is it is useful in the pollination of plants. So what are the adaptation of plants? The adaptation of bat. The first one is nocturnality. What is nocturnality? So you all know the bats are active in the night. Say the bats are the only mammal. They can fly. See, it's active only in the night. So during the flight, say they need lot of energy. See, when they are flying, they are beating the wings. The wings consist of muscles. Say black thin muscles are present. That wings we can call it as patagium. It consists of muscles. You all know. See the wings. See, it consists of the muscles. In between the fingers we can see the black thin muscles are present. So the wings of the bat are called patagium. While flying, they can beat the wings very fast, powerfully. So they need lot of energy. So this patagium, it is very thin and black in color. During daytime, see this patagium, they can absorb lot of heat. So it reduces the water content. So dehydration it leads to dehydration. What is dehydration? That is reduce in the water content. So during daytime, see it is very hot. They can absorb lot of heat in the patagium. So it leads to dehydration. So there is reducing in the energy. So it can easily reduce the energy. So that for that they are So during daytime they can reduce the lot of energy. So that only the bats are flying. They are active in the night. Well understood? So nocturnality, they are the birds are mammals. Only mammals they can fly. So they are very active in the night. So during flight, they need lot of energy to beat the wings. So it consists of thin black color members in the membrane in the wings. See these black color wing, they are called patagium. They absorb the heat, lot of heat during daytime, and this leads to dehydration. To avoid this, they are active in the night. So that is called nocturnality. Next one is so nocturnality. So next one is flight adaptation. What is flight adaptation? Here the four limbs are act as wing in bats, and the tail. Say the wings, the four limbs are act as wings, and the tail it is used for movement of the movement during the flight, and also the muscles in the muscles in the wings are very powerful, and it helps the wings to beat very fastly, and also the muscles, the tendons. So here it consists of muscles. The wings consist of muscles. So it helpful. It is very powerful, and during the flight, so it helpful to move the wings very fast. So, and also the tendons in the hind limb. What is means tendons? Tendons means the skeletal muscles joined to the bones are called tendons. Tendons means the skeletal muscle joined to the bones are called tendons. So the tendons that is present in the hind limbs, they are very strong, and it helps the bird to hang say upside down during rest. So we all know the bats when they are taking rest, they are hanging upside down. See, the hind limbs are hold in the twigs of the plant, and it is hang upside down. So these tendons are helpful for it can hold it the twigs very tightly. So the tendons present in the hind limb are helpful for the bird that is hang upside down during rest. That is flight adaptation. Third one is hibernation. Hibernation means hibernation is a state of inactivity in which say the body temperature that can be dropped to lower the rate of metabolism during winter. So sometimes the birds during winter season and they are reducing the body temperature, and the birds are become very inactive. They are not doing anything. They are inactive. That state we can call it as hibernation. Hibernation is a state in which the body temperature drops to lower the metabolism rate during winter. That state we can call it as hibernation. So in this inactive time, they are reducing the body temperature and they are very inactive. That state we can call it as hibernation. The fourth one is echolocation. Echolocation. So the bats are making the remarkable high frequency sound system is called ecosystem. Say they are making high frequency sound, that is called ultrasonic sound. When they are making this sound, this ultrasonic sound, they can reflect back from the prey and it can perceived by the ears. Say they are making this sound, they can the prey, what is prey? Food. So from it can reflect from the prey and again it is perceived to the ears. So they are making the echoes. So by these echoes they can find out the food where it is located. By that way they are taking the food. So they are making high frequency sound, that is ultrasonic sound. So they are making this sound. This sound they are reflected back from the prey and preserved to the ears. By this way they are they can find out where the by these echoes they can find out where the food is there, where the prey is there, and they can take the prey. These are the adaptation of bat. The first one is nocturnality, second one is flight adaptation, third one is hibernation, fourth one is echolocation. So we have today we learn about the adaptation of plants as well as adaptation of animals. In adaptation of animals, there are two types of the adaptation of bat and adaptation of earth. Today we will learn about adaptation of bat. Next class we can learn about adaptation of earth. Okay students, now you can take the textbook and mark the questions. Take page number 300. Roman letter 3, second one. Poorly developed root is an adaptation of mesophytes. Poorly developed roots are is an adaptation of mesophytes. False. So you can write the correct statement. Poorly developed root is an adaptation of hydrophytes. Hydrophytes. In the place of mesophytes you can write hydrophytes. Third one. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. True. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Fourth one. Earthworms use the remarkable high frequency system called echoes. False. The statement is false. You can correct the statement. So in the place of earthworm you can write bats. B-A-T-S. Bat. Then Roman letter 4. Give reason for the following. First one. Roots grow very deep and reach the layer where water is available. Which type of plants develop the above adaptation? Which type? Xerophytes. You can write xerophytes. Xerophytes. Then the same question, next reason it is why. That for why you can take page number 294. 294. The second part, xerophytes, that under that heading, second paragraph. First point you see, to absorb as much water as they can get from the surroundings, that point. So in this question, which type of plants develop the above adaptation? For that you have to write xerophytes. Then why? For that you can write take page number 294. See under xerophytes heading, the first point, to absorb as much water as they can get from the surroundings. Then Roman letter 6, third question. List out the adaptations of xerophytes. List out the adaptation of xerophytes. Page number 295. First, adaptation of xerophytes. 4 points are there, no? That one. They have well developed roots. Roots grow very deep and reach the layers where water is available. Number 2, they store in water in succulent water store in Karungal Matric tissue, example opentia aloe vera. Third one, they have small sized leaf with the waxy coating, example acacia. In some plants, leaves are modified into spines, example opentia. Fourth one, some of the xerophyte complete their life cycle within a very short period when sufficient moisture is available. That 4 points. Then, fourth question, how does a bat adapt itself to its habitat? Same page 295. Page number 295. The second part, second para, nocturnality. From that to up to echolocation. Nocturnality up to echolocation. Up to locate and identify the prey, up to that. Detailed question. Okay, from nocturnality to echolocation. So that is the answer for this question. So students, you can learn this question. Student study portion is today's study portion is list out the adaptation of xerophytes, and you can learn how does a bat adapt itself to its habitat. The 2 questions you can study very well and write answer. Okay students, thank you.